Hey, welcome in. My name's Adam, and welcome to this series called Demystifying Tarot. We are going to start out with the Fool today, the very first card in the tarot. And in this series, I'm going to basically demystify this practice called tarot. And we're going to just break it down in like a really practical way for you to understand and apply to your life, because I think that there's so much wisdom in these archetypes, and I've personally gained so much connection. My relationships have changed in such a profound way. I have been able to apply this in such a practical way in my life, and it's just been so enriching, and I want to share that. And so tarot is it's a practice that's been around since Egypt. It's basically like the lore of tarot. It comes from the Egyptians fearing the Romans invading, and they put all of their mystery wisdom teachings in this 78 card deck in the form of symbology and archetype. And the gypsies took this to Europe during the Renaissance, and it became a really popular practice during the Renaissance. And it's the same thing as the playing card deck that you use in poker. You know, it's the same archetypes. It uses symbols and numbers and elements. So what we're working with in tarot is elements, number 1, and archetypes, number 2, and symbology, number 3. And there's a lot of layers, there's a lot of depth to all of this, but the very first card in the deck is called the Fool. And the Fool is a 0 number, right? And you can see this color is yellow. It's like bright, it's like the sun, it's radiant, it's symbolizing power. Yellow is like power, it's confidence, it's stepping into the unknown. He's a man holding a small satchel, and he's like a whimsical jester, like kind of character. And the fool is a portal. A 0 is a portal, and a portal is an opportunity. So it's taking the opportunity. It's questioning reality, questioning your current reality. And a question is an ion quest, right? So it's literally putting the quest in your question. It's what makes someone wise. The Fool is the precursor to wisdom. It's the precursor to the sage or the hermit or Gandalf or a wise old man. Being a fool, you must first be a fool in order to gain wisdom and understanding and learn and grow. And the Fool is the precursor to that. This is stepping into the unknown. This is innocence. This is courage, faith, optimism, joy. It's the lower consciousness, like animalistic loyalty, the loyalty to your path, the loyalty to truth, your loyalty to growth. That's the dog. There's a dog in this too. That's like symbolic of that, the lower animalistic nature and moving into higher consciousness. So archetypes are like, they are stencils of consciousness. So they're characters. So like in acting, you use archetypes, right? Like that's where we get typecasting. The character arc, right? So the character goes from a fool, and he changes over time, over the course of the challenges that he faces. And so the Fool is just the very first step in this hero's journey. And the word, well, even like God could be considered the call to adventure. So the Fool is the call to adventure. It's answering the call to your higher purpose, answering the call to your higher self. This is like self-mastery. This is the first step towards self-mastery. And the tarot deck, the tarot story is the hero's journey, which is in every form of literature and movies, and like this is the same pattern, this is the same story. Tarot is like the it's a psychological template. It's a formula. It's a map of meaning, and it's like the original algorithm. It really is. It's like an analog algorithm, an analog pattern recognition software, and the tarot is all about pattern recognition. Your brain is all about pattern recognition. So this is all about self-discovery. This is the first step in self-discovery and self-mastery. It's the precursor to the Savior, which is the next card. It would be the next video. The Savior is number 1, which is the Messiah, which is the archetype of self-mastery, and which is Jesus, which is an ascended master, which is the oneness, the unity of consciousness, the God in physical form. This would be the portal, the first step in that process. So question everything. If you found this video, you're the type of person that is curious and you question your reality. You're not afraid to question authority. And this is such a positive card because it's the innocence and the freedom of the childlike wonder that you still have and that you're carrying through your life. And it's that having that confidence and spontaneity and embracing the unknown, and it's having courage, it's rebellion, it's the call to adventure, answering the call to adventure. So if you're coming across this video, then you've answered the call, and you are having the willingness to be a fool and moving forward in your hero's journey, and moving forward in your path to higher consciousness, and your path to wisdom, and your path to growth, self-mastery. And you're showing that you have the courage and the faith to pursue this, and know that the answers will come. When you have a question, that answer will come. And the process, know that it's a process. It's a long process. Spiritual awakening can be a heavy, long process. And I think that like tarot has been one of the biggest tools to help me through this process, because knowing the steps involved in this, that this has been mapped out, people have done this before, is very encouraging, and people are willing to share their wisdom and share their knowledge. And that's what the purpose of this series is. That's what the purpose of this video is today, is to just share wisdom, share my stories. Tarot came to me when I was in New Mexico. I was in massage school at the time. I had just started working on music, taking music seriously. I recorded my first EP in 2018, and this kind of came to me during that time too. I was taking an acting class called Archetypes and Acting, and I had the realization, we used an archetype deck called the Carolyn Miss archetype deck, and I have that actually. I'll probably bring it out in another video. But archetypes, I learned that my sister had gifted me a deck of tarot, and then at the same time I was taking this class, Archetypes, and I had the realization that archetypes is what acting is about, and archetype is what tarot is about. And it made me really excited, and it just like, it kind of became a entity of its own, and it fed into my life, and it kind of attracted people to me to where I learned more about it. Like when I was in massage school, even my one of my teachers was an occultist, and he was a witch, and he also had a tarot class that I took too. It was like Tarot 101, and that kind of sparked it too, and it went from there, and I grew and learned, and again, it just kind of became a thing of its own, and I started reading for people and started reading for myself, mostly friends and stuff. And it's really just enriched my life in a lot of ways, and it's given me wisdom. And I was gonna say, like, just like how it came to me, like, I was gifted a deck, so I feel like that's kind of like my pay it forward. It's like how I traditionally, it's like if you're given a deck, you're supposed to read for other people. So I just see it as like a fun way to kind of pay it forward and share wisdom and share my stories. And yeah, it's just been such a interesting journey learning this, learning archetypes and applying it to my life, and learning from other people, and it's just fun. It's a game. It helps you kind of like frame life in a more practical way, and helps you look at it from the perspective of a gamer, or from the perspective of like an infinite being, which you are. Your consciousness just moving through these patterns and these characters, and it makes the journey more meaningful, and it's so easy to connect with people through tarot too. It's just like, it's fun, and it's a game, and you learn that life is also a game, and it's an adventure for sure. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you've made it this far, I'm sure you're an inquisitive soul on this spiritual journey, and like, I had a rough time transitioning from growing up as like a Southern Baptist in a megachurch in Florida, growing up in a private Christian school, going from that into, into, God, I hate fucking gnats, man. Transitioning into like the New Age thought, and there's a lot of pitfalls and there's a lot of traps in the New Age too, and that is not an easy process, because there's just as many scams and bullshit in the New Age doctrines. It's just like a rebranding of Christianity in a lot of ways, and there's a lot of pitfalls, there's a lot of traps, and the tarot is a great way to kind of like map that out and see those types of traps too. And always it points you back to yourself. Like, a real tarot reader is somebody that it's a mirror. It's just a mirror of your subconscious. It's a mirror of the collective unconscious, and is always to point you back to your own power and your own self, and connecting to your highest self. And anybody that's trying to take power from you, false prophets, false teachers, are those that see themselves as above and want to take and be in a position of hierarchy and power, when a true authentic leader and teacher and tarot reader, they're always going to point you back and empower you to be your own leader and your own teacher, because really you can only teach yourself, and by teaching and sharing and sharing, and you learn as well. And there's a bird out there. Oh my God, he has a grasshopper. Anyway, I take that as a sign from the universe. This message has landed in the right space, and I would love to hear your thoughts, and please comment below. Please like, share, subscribe. If you're new here, welcome to this series. Let me know what you think, and how if you have any other thoughts on like this archetype, this tarot card. If you have any other thoughts, please share, please let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.